From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Good evening, welcome back ladies and gentlemen, and now time for your favorite section, the nation's sharpest opinion, where I put out my views on issues without pulling my punches, things which need to be said. Unfortunately, you know, the country's media has got so terribly prejudiced. Large parts of the media who don't deserve to call themselves the media anymore, they've become so prejudiced, so biased, they have so many interests. Some material interests, unfortunately, some vested interests, some political interests, that they stop speaking the truth. And that's why I feel that when the truth is spoken sometimes in the simplest of ways, but in an appropriate context, it gets a very viral reaction. So I haven't seen the Kerala story, but I heard, someone sent me a clip of its director Sudipto Sen, very, very talented director, and the filmmaker, producer Vipul Shah, been in the industry for a very long time. But Sudipto Sen said somewhere, and there was a crowd around him, you may have seen the clip, and he said, oh, but you know, you are the people who say that terrorism has no religion. Then why are you associating religion with terrorism? I've made a movie about terrorism. You are making it about religion. Now that was so simply expressed, and this clip has gone viral. You know why, viewers? Because that is the only question to ask in this ongoing debate on the Kerala story. You've had all these complex arguments, highfalutin words, a lot of English being written about the film, and you know, the same people. Oh, but there is a backsliding of democracy in India. Indian democracy is under threat. We are not being allowed to speak. We can't wear what we want. We can't dress as we want to. We can't read what we like. Tomorrow they'll even say we can't breathe the air around us. The Modi government has stopped us from breathing the air as well. They would have said that if they could. These are the same people this time who are saying absolutely not to this film, The Kerala Story. It's as if this film, which by the way nobody has seen, poses the greatest existential threat to the diversity of this country. I can't believe it, viewers. If terrorism has no religion and this film is about the ISIS, then why the angst? Why the angst? Why are people screaming and shouting from the rooftops? Why give this a religious color? Has the film given the ISIS a religious color? Is there any work or body or work of art or abstract of the film according to which this film is about a religion? It's not. It's not, viewers. Has anyone said the Jaish-e-Mohammed should be associated with the religion? The Lashkar-e-Toiba should be associated with the religion? Then who the hell says the ISIS should be associated with the religion? There are vested groups, there are vested bodies in this country, viewers, who want to give it that spin. Some people are saying the film is defaming Kerala. And I think that's triggered by the fact that it's being given the name The Kerala Story. Now, how do you come to that conclusion? How do you come to that conclusion without seeing the film? Viewers, please understand, it is not me who is saying it. Even, and in this case I'll have to say this, you know, for example, even political hypocrites like Salman Khurshid, ladies and gentlemen, and I call him one of India's leading political hypocrites because of what he said about the Batla House encounter when he said Sonia Gandhi is weeping about Batla House, she's so sad about the terrorists, etc. Even Salman Khurshid in 2013 said terror does not have religion and religion should not be associated with any color. Now that's why I call Salman Khurshid a hypocrite, because it is his party which tried to associate Bhagwa or saffron with terrorism. The attempted association of religion, and I use the word attempted association of religion with terrorism, has been done, and in fact done in great detail by the Congress party. Now, viewers, bottom line is this. My second question is this. My second point is, by this logic, if depicting terror is wrong, if talking about terrorism is wrong, if doing movies on terrorism is wrong, if making films about terrorism is wrong, then what should we make films about? Should all mature filmmakers like Sudipto Sen or Vipul Shah or anybody else, for that example, start making candy floss, Karan Johar type nonsense? You know, do we want our cinema? Do we want our cinema to be this candy floss, boy runs behind girl, girl runs behind boy kind of cinema? You know, and then the whole world gets shocked when appropriate cinema that is associated and proud of our Indian civilizational heritage start getting recognized globally. Viewers, realistic films are good. And if somebody is talking about radical, fundamentalist elements and innocent citizens becoming victim to it, then should we say this film should not be made? By this logic, ladies and gentlemen, should no films be made about what happened in 9/11? Should we say that all the American films which happened, which had 9/11 as a backdrop, was that right or wrong? Should any film of non-fiction never be made? And lastly, my last question is this. There is this whole group which says we should not take creative liberties on issues that people are sensitive with or sensitive about. Now, there's this film called Gunjan Saxena which was made some time back. Viewers, you may have heard of it. Gunjan Saxena showed the Indian Air Force as a misogynistic, no place for women academy where women are discriminated against, which is absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. That kind of creative liberty is allowed. But if somebody makes a film on terrorism, the lobby tries to create a loud amplification of noise in order to put the filmmakers on a back foot. This is wrong. And my last point, and I know I'm speaking a lot on this subject tonight. You know, viewers, how do you water down the truth is my fourth and final point. The truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. If JFK was assassinated, you can't make a film which shows him as partially assassinated. If Julius Caesar was stabbed and killed by people he considered close to him, should we rewrite history to make it look like Julius Caesar survived the assassination? Similarly, if Kashmiri Pandits were discriminated against, and if their family members were thrown out in the most horrific of circumstances, why attack Vivek Agnihotri for putting out that element of the truth? My last point is, this film attempts to show how innocent civilian women were radicalized, kidnapped by the ISIS, and then used or attempted to be used for the benefit of the terrorist group. How do you water this down? How do you, and I want to ask people this, how would you want the filmmakers of Kerala Story to water this down? Would it have helped if they had gone a little soft or added to Karan Johar type dance sequences in between to make it a little soft? Do you water down the truth, viewers? Are we not mature enough as a country to accept the reality? So this is some food for thought, ladies and gentlemen. This is the latest, and then we'll start the debate. Let's go for it.
Tell me, when exactly you joined ISIS?
ISIS कब join किया ये जानने के लिए क्यों join किया और कैसे join किया ये जानना ज़रूरी है.
It's a film about terrorism.
हम 48 गर्ल्स में से 7 क्रिश्चियन हैं, बाकी हिंदू हैं.
But some see communal color.
But we have seen the advertisement of the film. It is very specific that it is trying to create a communal division in the state of Kerala. Our main contention is that they are based on an observation made by the former Chief Minister and the Politburo member of the Communist Party of India, Marxist. Based on that observations, they are making all this propaganda and advertisement.
Others claim there is a Sangh agenda.
താങ്കളുടെ ചോദ്യത്തിൽ ചോദിച്ചതുപോലെ 32,000-ത്തിലധികം സ്ത്രീകളെ കേരളത്തിൽ നിന്ന് IS റിക്രൂട്ട് ചെയ്തു എന്നുള്ള വ്യാജ വാർത്തയാണ്, വ്യാജ ഇൻഫർമേഷനാണ്, തെറ്റായ വിവരമാണ് ആ സിനിമയിലൂടെ പ്രചരിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. ഇതൊരു സംഘപരിവാര അജണ്ടയാണ്. കേരളത്തിന്റെ സൗഹാർദ്ദപരമായ മണ്ണിൽ വിഷവിത്തുകൾ പാകാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു സിനിമയാണിത്.
The filmmakers say it is a movie on terrorism.
धर्म कहाँ से आ गया? हमने तो टेररिस्ट के बारे में बात की. हमने उनको बोला नहीं कि आप हमारी फिल्म में आगे एक्टिंग करिए, मैं क्यों बोलूँगा? मेरा काम है फिल्म बनाना, हमने बनाया। उनका काम है पॉलिटिक्स करना, करने दीजिए।
And concerns have been raised from a cross-section in the past.
This is a real threat. If you remove that love from the jihad, it would be more good because there is no love in jihad. So you cannot call it as a love jihad, but it's a trap jihad. People were trapped by those people who are permanently and persuasively leading these kinds of activities.
The Supreme Court also said, look at the filmmaker. He can't be made to face courts across the country for release of the film. The Kerala High Court has applied its mind while refusing this interim relief of staying the film release, and therefore they also added, we are very careful in staying the release of a film.
केरला स्टोरी में टेलर में जो दिखाया गया है, इस बात को हाई कोर्ट ने पहले माना है, केरल के मुख्यमंत्री ने माना है, और भी अलग अलग प्लेटफॉर्म पे इसका एविडेंस है। इनफैक्ट एक बार पहले बहुत सारे बच्चों की किडनैपिंग होती थी बिहार से और असम से और बंगाल से, झारखंड से। बाद में पता चला कि 60 से 70 हज़ार बच्चे, वो सारे बच्चे केरल में मिले और बाद में उनका कन्वर्जन हो चुका था। तो ये सारे फैक्ट है।
The ISIS radicalization is a reality.
I know that she is radicalized by the extremists of jihadis like that, and I know she has done the wrong thing, but I want my India to understand.
Why should the story not be told? Let's debate.
Okay, we have Vipul Shah, producer of Kerala Story, Sudipto Sen, director of Kerala Story. We have Adah Sharma, who features and a prominent actor in the Kerala Story. Rashmi Samant, well-known activist. Priyanka Tibrawal. We have her from Kolkata, and on the other side we have Shoaib Chaudhary, who's been really speaking out against the film. We have Shahid Ali, lawyer and political analyst. We have a secretary of the Indian Union Muslim League. Mohammed Shah is also an advocate of the Kerala High Court, and we have Zubair Memon as an analyst on this debate. And my first question is to Sudipto and Vipul. There was this number, the 32,000 people, 32,000 women have been radicalized and taken and become victims. You apparently removed this number. And there's a whole issue of this number. You know, where the biggest criticism was, why is such an assumption being made when it's hardly a major occurrence in Kerala or elsewhere in the country? So have you sort of watered things down? Have you compromised a little bit to allow the release of the film? Vipul and Sudipto, first question to you.
Arnab, first and foremost, thank you very much for calling us.
Thank you.
The most important thing is that on our teaser, there was this description which said 32,000 girl. That teaser, which was released 5 months back, was hacked for 5 minutes, literally. Somebody changed the description to 3, and within 5 minutes we got the control back, we corrected it back to 32,000. And just imagine a 5-month-old teaser, thousands of people took screenshot of that changed number.
Wow.
And then that story was peddled, that we changed it because now we are lying. And so earlier they were trying to say we are an agenda film, propaganda film. That didn't find traction with people, that didn't stick. So maybe this was another trick, maybe it was some individual's work, we don't know. But that 32,000 number is back on that teaser. Within 5 minutes it was back. But thousands of screenshots were taken, and then before and after was made, and all kinds of criticism was thrown at us, which is fine. Today, unfortunately, as you know very well, that there were so many cases to stop the film everywhere. Supreme Court has thrown this petition out 3 times. Chennai High Court has thrown the petition out today. But tomorrow, there are 6 petitions in Kerala High Court trying to stop the film from getting released. So we are advised not to discuss the number. But I had to clarify.
I'm glad you did.
32,000 to 3 number story.
I'm glad you did, because, Vipul, in this fast-moving world of fake news, this story was almost put out. People who believe in this Goebbelsian philosophy that you repeat a lie 1,000 times, it becomes the truth, are already saying, no, they have compromised and the number is not 32, that's 3. Trying to give this impression, Sudipto, that the film is not based on fact. I mean, there's a whole industry out there whose principal purpose is try and make it look that the film, no part of it can be associated with the truth.
Arnab, our film is based on the story of few girls. See, we started our research in 2014, and from 2014, these 7-8 years, we intensively traveled to the lanes and bylanes of the particularly northern Kerala, and we took out hundreds of cases. Now, as a proof, I have the footage of each and every girls I met, each and every parents I met, and three and a half years back I met Vipul Shah. He showed his interest to make the film, and then we started the journey together. Now, the script which has emerged out, the film which you will be watching tomorrow, that film has 2 hours, 18 minutes of footage and dialogue. We stand by each and every dialogue. We stand by each and every shot being shown, each and word being uttered. And we have documents to prove our points. And these points, in a file, in a video setup, we have given to the Censor board. Censor board scrutinized our application for 2 months. And finally, CBFC has come up with a certification. So we are empowered with CBFC certification. That is exactly what Honorable Supreme Court has told today, that when these people has backed by CBFC certification, when 2 years, 3 years these people has worked hard, then why a 2 days activism we are supposed to hear? So they have just thrown, Honorable Supreme Court has thrown the petition. So the bottom line is, tomorrow our film is coming to all the cinema hall. What people will watch, Indian cinema never seen this thing ever before. So just get ready for seeing the new truth through your own eyes.
Okay, so in this incredible way you've described this, I'm just getting the basic questions being put out of the way before I start the debate. Adah, does this add trepidation? You're playing the principal character, the protagonist. Does this sort of worry you? You're in the center of this controversy you may not have prepared for as an actor when you signed up for the film. What do you make of the controversy around it? The fact that it's a political hot potato right now, this entire film.
Actually, Arnab, when I signed the film and I thought we were going to tell the story of all these girls, we were going to be discussing the pain they went through, how they were forcefully drugged, impregnated, cheated, manipulated, tortured and taken away. I thought that's the first thing we'd be talking about. But it's so strange that people put laughing emojis when they see a number statistic that doesn't fit theirs, because maybe one person of theirs doesn't exist in that numerical statistic. So they discuss numbers like it's the stock market that we're talking about. I think that's so strange, because the first thing we should be talking about is the pain that these girls went through. Whether it's one girl, 30,000, however, still, I think once people watch the movie, they will get the justification of that arithmetic statistic that is very important to them, even more important than human lives also. I think once they watch the film, they will have an answer to that also.
Okay. Now, I know that all three of you have had these little apprehensions. I know that you had a few apprehensions about coming on being on the debate. I'm just saying, I know you had some apprehensions. I was told by my producers, they have some apprehension of coming on a debate, but I still want to start a debate because Sudipto and Vipul, we must hear the other side. Right? So don't have anyway, people have misgivings about my debate. I don't know why.
I'm not able to hear.
Yeah.
No. Arnab, with folded hands, anybody who has opposition to us, we have no problem. It's their absolute fundamental right to have a opposite view, but I don't think we are capable of debating with them in a way, in a environment that we are debating. Anyway, the matter is sub judice, so we would like to excuse ourselves. Please.
Okay, Vipul, what you do is, I totally respect that sentiment. I totally respect that sentiment. Don't comment. Just listen for as long as you can.
Thank you so
and
much.
if I have to, just be there. Don't go away. Listen to it, because you know. And then I'll come to you if necessary. I won't engage you in a direct debate with those who are there. Okay, so the idea is not to get you into any legal trouble. I understand your apprehensions completely. You're the producer of the film, so but let me just have a debate. I'll come to you occasionally if required for a clarification directly. So yeah, so don't go away yet. Now, please understand, Shoaib, the point that Sudipto made, right? And he said, this has nothing to do with religion. You have to be broad-minded enough to understand. Mr. Muhammad Shah, Shoaib, Shahid Ali and Zubair. You have to dissociate terrorism from religion. You have to learn to do it. Zubair, please don't associate terrorism with any religion. It is a terrible mistake. It may suit you politically to do so. Don't associate religion with terrorism. And a film made about the ISIS should be welcomed by you. Muhammad Shah, are we on the same page here?
The question is towards me?
Yes, please, Mr. Shah.
Yeah, I'll answer to you.
Please do.
The very same thing which Arnab said, the very same thing which Arnab said is saying by me also, because don't connect terrorism with the religion. What I am saying is, going through the teasers, going through the trailers, and now it is confirmed by the producer that it's a true story in which they got informations, they got videos, visuals, and now they say that 32,000 is the digit. Now they confirmed it. If it's a true story, and they depict it as a Christian Hindu woman, not an Indian woman, not an Indian woman, a Christian Hindu woman are converted and they are taken to ISIS by Muslims. Why this terminology is used? They have to say that
by Muslims.
Some
I'm
women
sorry.
from India,
I'm sorry, Mr. Shah. Mr. Shah. Mr. Shah. Can I just intervene for a moment, if you don't mind, sir? If you don't mind, I'll intervene. I'll intervene for a minute, sir.
I will conclude first. No.
Okay, conclude, please.
May I conclude?
Conclude, please.
I am saying it because when you go to Section 5B1 of Cinematographic Act, Cinematograph Act Section 5B1 and 2 is incorporated as a reasonable restriction, which is indicated in Article 19(2) of the Constitution. We are having no doubt on it. When that is seen that an action, a film or part of a film, inside to commit an offense, then that cannot be certified.
1 minute. Okay, sir,
what happens
sir, I got your point. May I respond to you, please? I'm arguing both legally and rationally to you. Though Priyanka Tibrewal is a lawyer, she is better equipped to respond to this point. Sir, please understand one thing. When the people of India know the reality of how people are misled by terrorists, you don't add the angle of Muslims here. I did not mention Muslims, you are mentioning Muslims. I have not said Muslims, you are saying Muslims.
No,
I have said, allow me, sir. Sir, 1 minute, sir. Please don't associate ISIS with a religion. Sir, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? What advantage? Sir, 1 minute, sir. Don't associate terrorism with a religion. Secondly, please let me tell you one thing. If you tell me about terrorism, it will stop me from becoming a terrorist. Don't make the assumption that if you awaken the minds of people, you make more people terrorists. You'll stop more people from going down that path or being misled down the path. This is an education, sir. It's not inciting. Yeah. If I today, 1 minute, sir, if I today report on a riot happening, 1 minute, sir, 1 minute, I ask you a question. If today there is a riot and I'm reporting on a riot, am I inciting a riot? Please understand, sir. What are you saying? I'd like Priyanka to respond on this debate. Yes, please, Priyanka. You heard the argument.
Arnab, yes.
May I conclude?
Initially, they were saying that the issue is with the numbers. Now, they are saying that the problem is with the issue. There is a denial. We do not want to accept that, yes, there is radicalization of poor women. Yes, there is manipulation. Yes, there is abduction. And I will also mention this, that this had been said in a case, in a petition in 2009 by the Kerala High Court, where they addressed this issue and they said that, yes, this is the problem in Kerala and it is happening under the umbrella of love jihad, which was taking place. Now we see that parliamentarians from Kerala, they are saying this is your Kerala story and not ours. You are a public's representative. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed for not addressing the social issue.
In fact,
this is an issue. This is a fact that things like this are happening in Kerala. This is a fact.
Okay,
official conversion centers.
1 minute. We are getting some counters in, please, at this point of time. But I can only see here, looking at Vipul and Sudipto and Adah. Because I know they are conscious today. They don't want to be drawn into a debate, and I won't try to embarrass them by drawing them into a debate. But I am asking you, viewers, do these three individuals here, Vipul, Sudipto and Adah, who are on the screen, appear to you to be rabble-rousing, inciting, riot-seeking people? Do they appear to be fanatics to you? Where are we taking this, Shoaib? What are you people doing? You are creating an atmosphere of hatred towards people in the creative profession, and you claim to be a film and TV producer, Shoaib? What are you doing? How far do you want to take this? See, don't build on hatred, Shoaib. Don't build on hatred. Don't build on hatred. It will take nobody anywhere.
For the first time, I am saying that, realizing that we have been confusing the public at large.
What are you saying?
By virtue of making these kind of statements. Whether, have you seen the trailer? Have you seen the trailer released by them? Are they not claiming?
I have seen the trailer.
32,000 girls have deceitfully and forcibly been converted to Islam and sent to Syria and are buried there. Are they not claiming that? Are they not claiming that this is based on true facts?
But okay, can I ask you one question?
Is this not,
can I ask you the question? I'm so tempted to go to Sudipto now on this.
1 minute.
1 minute. This is so wrong for you to use this for your politics.
They could not produce even a single document in support of their contentions or their lies.
Okay.
Even to the examining committee, they could not produce even a single document.
Shahid, listen to me. Don't get so worked up. You ask me about documents. You ask me about documents, Shahid. You ask me about documents instead of documents.
Even the examining committee has asked for the documents.
I am responding to you, my friend. Why are you? You seem to be wanting to fight with me. I am in a very calm mood tonight. I am only saying this to you, Shahid. Please understand. Please understand. You asked for documents and facts. Have you looked into the eyes of the mother? Have you looked into the eyes of the mother who is upset, frustrated and angry at what happened to her daughter? You need a document. You've seen, have you ever heard Nimisha's mother? Does she need to come to you with an attested document? Do you want to hide your head in the sand like an ostrich and say, no, this is not happening around me? Because you're not a victim, you'll never understand.
By number of agencies.
Ask the victims.
Whether the examining committee of Censor Board has not asked for the documents, whether they are...
The Censor Board has cleared this, Shahid.
The examining committee...
Okay, Shahid.
Till now, they are not able to give in a single document. The examining committee has asked for the documents in support of their contentions.
May I get it once? On this point, I want to... I don't know. I'd really like to get a response from Vipul or Sudipto to this technical point, you know.
Thank you.
Because as far as I know, Vipul, as far as I know, CBFC has cleared the film, right? Can you not? Can you see? Okay, so I'm going to them now. You let me handle this, okay? CBFC has cleared the film. Technicality. You are being told that you've broken technicalities. Vipul, what's the reality there?
Arnab, this is exactly why we did not want to be part of any debate, because the gentleman who is right now making this point, he doesn't have any fact at all. So there is, all the documents were asked by CBFC. We have given them 3.5 to 4 hours of video footage and at least 80 documents to see scene by scene, evidences of every scene that is there in the film, where it has come into the film, why it has come into the film, which is also some of the international media's articles, to a lot of material that is being written in India and a lot of video footage. They took this time to scrutinize this entire file. While the screening was happening, they always call a Muslim person, because it's a film where there is some amount of, Muslim participation in the script. So there was a lady who was a Muslim lady, and there is a historian or an expert of the subject who is invited. They all saw the film. After seeing the film, they suggested 10 modifications to the film, and one scene was cut out, which was the speech of the ex-CM of Kerala, which is there in public domain, and that's why we had no hesitation in cutting it out. And there were other 10 modifications suggested by them, which we accepted, executed, and given.
No, is there any part of the film, and I'm asking you this without drawing you into the debate, I know your apprehensions, but Sudipto and Adah, both as the director and the actor in the film, are there any parts of the film which are disparaging to the Muslim community or to Islam? Sudipto first and then Adah. Because we've only seen the trailer, we haven't seen
not at all. We have nothing to do with it. Arnab, we have nothing to do with any religion, any community, any state, any geographical area. We only spoke about the radicalization and the sinister plan hatched by ISIS and other Islamic terrorist groups. And we successfully did that because our film has been screened to some of the experts in Paris, some of the very educated special people in Delhi, in Mumbai, and I think everybody has vindicated CBFC Central Censor Board decision, and I think that this debate is now over, particularly after Supreme Court's observation.
And anyway, after the film comes out tomorrow, people will see that this film is not against Kerala, this film is not against Muslim, this film is not against Islam. Even one word is not uttered against 3 of them. We are making it very clear.
And to Adah, one other argument put is that this film is trying to speak ill of inter-religion marriages and is trying to create a mindset of a hostage-taking situation as far as inter-religion marriages are concerned. Your take on that?
My take on it is if both sides are readily willing, please be happy, whatever makes you happy. However, in our film, I will tell you that these girls were manipulated, brainwashed, and the men who were manipulating them, brainwashing them, and getting them to fall in love with them, and then eventually marry them and make them suicide bombers and then rape them even, they were paid to do that. So I think any sort of love where you're dealing with money in exchange for having someone to believe that they're falling in love with you, that's something I really do not support, and neither does my character in the film support.
Yeah.
But I think when 2 people are doing it out of their own will, I don't even think religion comes into it.
Yeah, so now that
our film also,
yeah, but now that you've heard this, I want to go to Shoaib. Shoaib, now that you heard this, do you regret the kind of radical stance that you've been taking over the last 48 hours, spewing all kinds of hatred against this film? Would you like to perhaps issue some kind of a public apology for your stance, Shoaib?
Arnab, thank you for inviting me to this completely biased and scripted debate, which definitely
biased and scripted
goes in favor of the panel sitting on the right. Allow me to complete, please. Allow me to complete, which definitely goes into the favor of the people sitting on the right here.
I lost all.
Now that I am completely against the film, I'm not in favor of the ban, I'm completely against the film since it reflects a religion in a very, very poor light. Though now Mr. Sen and Mr. Shah is there on the panel, and they do not wish to engage in this debate. I'm not in favor of the film, and I do not agree with their idea of creative liberty. This has been reflected through this film, and they wish not to participate in the debate. Hence, being a fellow professional, I would also like to excuse myself.
No, you are running away from this.
Tonight.
No, you are running away from this debate. Rashmi, I think he's running away because he realizes he's trying to exit the debate because he realized he's been making a faux pas for the last 48 hours.
But if these people were a part of this debate,
what do you mean these people? They have names.
What kind of intolerance is this?
But now they are on the screen and we cannot.
What do you mean these people?
You talk of right to creativity when goddess Kali is shown depicted with a cigarette in hand. Then you talk of creativity. Then you speak of creativity. When Kashmir File when Kashmir File came, nobody hated any community. What they hated is the terrorism. They hated the terrorists in the movie. They did not hate any religion. Because crime and criminals don't have any religion.
Make a point. There's no point.
No.
Getting hyper on this.
I mean, you're not
mentioned why I was not
engaging
in this debate.
No, one minute. We have. You need to engage. You need to engage. I think you need to engage. If you made a mistake and this program is educating you about your mistake, see, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. Just don't.
What is the intention of the dialogue? Tell me, what is the intention of the dialogue?
What is what?
Totally hate campaign are doing through
you haven't seen anything more than a...
If I may...
Okay, Rashmi is responding to you, sir.
Yeah, if I may...
Rashmi, yeah.
Arnab, there's been a class of people in India who have been whitewashing
absolute commission of offences,
who have been denying terrorism. This is the same class of people who called Atiq Ahmad a philanthrope, a Robin Hood. This is the same class of people who cannot see crimes,
trying to glorify it,
who cannot see terrorism, who cannot see young girls being radicalized, who cannot see young girls' lives being destroyed. This is the same class of people who try to whitewash terrorism over and over again. And this is not just a problem, limited to India. Do you guys know who Nadia Murad is? She is a Nobel laureate. Nadia Murad is a Nobel Peace laureate who survived ISIS, persecution of Yazidis. She was an ISIS bride. She was an ISIS bride, and she's not being allowed to speak anywhere because they think her speaking her story is Islamophobia. By using Islamophobia, you're trying to whitewash terrorism. Do you want this to be the reality of your religion?
No, 1 minute. This is the one. The issue is.
We are clearly
a point being made here is. I ask you this.
Here is also you are doing hate speech.
1 minute, sir. I'll tell you.
You are trying to use.
Can I request you, Rashmi and Mohammed, to allow me to come in for a moment, please? Can I just request Rashmi and Mohammed Shah to allow me to come in? You see, Zubair, there is a film which shows the radicalization of Omar Sheikh. Omar Sheikh studied at the, Ahmad Omar Sheikh, who kidnapped and killed the American journalist Daniel Pearl, was once a student at the London School of Economics. And then he got radicalized. There is a film which talks about his story and his links to the 9/11 attacks. Now, is that film not supposed to be made? Are we not supposed to talk about radicalization? Does a mature society not deal with the problems within? Should they not be represented in cinema? Zubair.
My answer is that.
Okay, Mohammed Sheikh.
My answer is that this 32,000 digit of 32,000 women is absolute a lie, absolute falsehood.
Okay, what is the number in your view? 1 minute. I ask you, Mr. Shah, what is the number in your view? Mr. Shah, I am asking you, Mr. Shah.
Conversion is happening.
Mr. Shah.
Conversion is happening. I'll say.
What is the number in your view?
Conversion is happening from Islam to Hinduism.
No, this is not about conversion, sir. This is about terrorism. You're mistaking the two. You're mistaking the two, sir. You are mistaking the two, sir. Okay, I go to Sudipto again. 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Sudipto, don't go. Can I get...
Where is the evidence to show it?
Sir, 1 minute. What is the number according to you? If it's not 32,000, Mr. Shah, what is the number? 1, 2, 3,000, 15,000? What is the number?
Conversion is happening all over the state.
I'm not talking about conversion, I'm talking about terrorism. I'm talking about terrorism, sir.
That is.
I am not talking, please understand the difference between the two, sir.
Terrorism,
if what?
If somebody is going for terrorism anywhere, we are.
What do you mean going for? Nobody goes for terrorism. You're talking about it like someone goes to medical college.
May I conclude?
What do you mean by saying someone goes for terrorism?
May I conclude? Yeah, what I'm saying is,
you're making it an issue of individual choice, which is bad enough. 1 second, Mr. Shah, may I conclude? Mr. Shah, may I conclude? May I conclude, sir? May I conclude, sir? You are making it look like an aspect of individual choice. This film makes a point that it is not a case of individual choice. There are young women who get trapped, entrapped, and manipulated. Is that too difficult for you to believe? Is that difficult for you to believe?
We know well that there is no evidence to show that
who has a Nobel Prize for surviving ISIS extremism.
Rashmi.
There's a woman for surviving, you know, being an ISIS bride. She got a Nobel Prize, Nadia Murad. You have live examples of women coming out and talking about the extremism they face, about the force that they're subjected to, about the forceful ways, about the inhuman treatment they're given as ISIS brides. There's a woman who has a Nobel Peace Prize based on that, Nadia Murad. So you cannot unsee these problems. This is a global problem. And when somebody tries to talk about this problem, stop whitewashing it and stop bringing religion in between. Nobody's trying to bring religion in between. Everyone's talking about extremism as a problem.
Okay, I get it, Zubair.
Terrorism as a problem.
Zubair.
The minute you bring in religion, it looks like you're trying to, you know, hide and duck. The minute you bring in religion, you're trying to use feelings to deny facts. That's what you're trying to do by saying that it's hurting religious sentiments. Nobody's bringing religion.
I'll bring it. Let me get in everyone in. Zubair, see. This,
you asked
him.
Yes.
Zubair, I think this is a very misplaced debate.
Religion is with you only.
Just 1 minute, just 1 minute. Mohammed Shah, listen. Portrayals of reality will happen, and I think now we all need to start moving in that direction as a society. And you know, the ISIS has a modus operandi, which I am sure you don't want to justify on television here, about how they identify unmarried women, right? No. And marry women without children, and then assign them numbers, shipping them to holding sites, selling, gifting, and raping women like objects. Do you want me to repeat it? Zubair, selling, gifting, and raping women as objects, and I think I am upset that you are unhappy with the reality being told. This is the reality. You don't want me to glamorize the ISIS, do you, Zubair? You don't want me to glamorize ISIS, do you?
No.
Do you want me to glamorize ISIS, Zubair?
No, what I'm saying is...
I'm asking Zubair now, please. Thank you. Let Zubair take that. Zubair and Shoaib. Yeah. Zubair and Shoaib. Yeah. Zubair.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
आवाज आ रही है, बोलिए.
जी, मैं काफी देर से इस डिबेट में था, 45 मिनट हो गए तकरीबन डिबेट में. पहले हम देखते थे कि फिल्म को प्रमोट करने के लिए लोग शोज पे जाते थे, कपिल शर्मा वगैरह. अब नेशनल डिबेट्स पे फिल्म प्रमोट हो रही है. सेकेंड थिंग,
आप हल्की बात ना करें, थोड़ी गंभीर बात है. हल्की बात करके अपने आप को आप हल्का दिखा रहे हैं. आप आराम से बोलिए, थोड़ी स्थिरता से बोलिए और थोड़े ठहराव से मेरे से बात कीजिए प्लीज. थोड़ा ठहराव दिखाइए जनाब. आपको अगर कपिल शर्मा के शो में जाना है तो जाइए, मगर आप डिबेट पे, सीरियस इश्यूज पे डिबेट हो रही है. जुबैर जी, सीरियस इशू पे डिबेट हो रही है. आप आतंकवाद पर हंसी मजाक की बात ना करें. आप आतंकवाद को लेके हंसी मजाक ना करें.
सर, आतंकवाद की बात अगर करें, सर अगर आतंकवाद की बात करें तो आतंकवाद का एक अक्यूज्ड आरोपी लोकसभा में बैठा है, तो आतंकवाद की बात अगर हमसे की जाए तो बड़ी बेईमानी होगी.
Subject to your comedy circus.
No, 1 minute.
Sorry.
या आतंकवाद पे डिबेट हो रही है और आतंकवाद को अगर सिनेमा में दिखाया जा रहा है तो उसको तो आपको वेलकम करना चाहिए. आप उससे क्यों? हाँ बोलिए. हाँ बोलिए, अभी बोलिए.
आतंकवाद के खिलाफ हर एक शहरी और हर एक इंसान है इस दुनिया का.
जी.
कोई भी इंसान आतंकवाद को सपोर्ट नहीं करता है. जो साउंड समझदार इंसान है वो कभी आतंकवाद को सपोर्ट नहीं करेगा. हमारा विरोध है एंटी मुस्लिम इस्लामोफोबिक जो ट्रेलर रिलीज हुआ और हमने देखा उसके खिलाफ हमारा विरोध है और वो रहेगा, और उसके खिलाफ न्यायिक तरीके से लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं। आपको क्या ये तकलीफ है, या जो लोग बैठ कर रहे हैं उनको ये तकलीफ है कि कोर्ट में जाके इसका विरोध क्यों किया जा रहा है?
जवाब
किस
दीजिए
तरीके से विरोध करना चाहिए? अगर कोई चीज हमें नहीं समझ आ रही है, हमें नहीं पसंद आ रही है, या कम्युनली हमारे डिसहार्मनी पैदा कर रही है इस देश पे, तो उसका विरोध किस तरीके से करना चाहिए?
बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर,
आज यहाँ के अमन पसंद लोग कोर्ट में कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हिंदुत्व एजेंडा चलाने वाला एंटी इस्लामिक मूवी, इस्लामोफोबिक मूवी, एंटी मुस्लिम मूवी को रिलीज ना किया जाए। उसके लिए हम जंग लड़ रहे हैं कोर्ट्स में।
उसको सजा नहीं हुई,
क्या हमारा कोर्ट में जाना गलत है?
कौन सा धर्म था, इसलिए कि उसने क्या किया था, कौन सा टेररिज्म किया था, क्या टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटी की थी। Will you defend
अब दिक्कत ये है,
क्या आप कसाब को डिफेंड करेंगे?
ये हो गई है
नहीं
कि मुसलमानों का कोर्ट में जाना भी पसंद नहीं है कि कोर्ट में जाके फिल्म के खिलाफ क्यों बोल रहे हैं।
Okay, I want to.
तो बताइए सर।
What is he talking? What is he talking? My God.
No, let him go to court. Vipul and Sudipto. Vipul and Sudipto. 1 minute. Vipul and Sudipto and Adah. Vipul and Sudipto and Adah. I have a thought on this, that maybe it is because you've named this the Kerala story. Maybe it is because you have named this the Kerala story that it is also being opposed by so many people. Today, A.R. Rahman has retweeted another post which shows, I think, a Hindu couple getting married in a mosque entitled, and he says, another Kerala story. He's retweeted it. So, do you believe that you've got this a little bit of attention here because you've called this the Kerala story, that you're trying to associate what has happened to a few people in Kerala, that you're trying to generalize it with the state itself?
Arnab, there is a film called Shootout at Lokhandwala. And in that film, there are some criminals in broad daylight are shot in Lokhandwala. Were the makers trying to malign Lokhandwala by saying that, calling that film Shootout at Lokhandwala? There was another film by the name of Mumbai Saga, which talks about the underworld of Bombay. Are the makers trying to malign Mumbai as a city? We are filmmakers, we don't look at it from that perspective at all.
You know, my answer to that would be, you know the film in the late 90s, another thought which comes to me, because A.R. Rahman has tweeted this, the film Bombay, which depicted the riots in the background of a love story in the late 90s, it didn't really, I mean, A.R. Rahman should ask himself here, and relevant question for everyone, not just Mr. Rahman, is whether that was a stereotyping of Bombay. But nevertheless, do you think you're getting a pushback from politicians because you've given it the name the Kerala story, and a lot of Kerala politicians are pushing back, trying to say that you're generalizing it? Did you ever think of this, Sudipto, throughout the controversy? Because the controversy is not new. It's sharpened last few days, but it's been there. Did you think of changing the name, perhaps?
No, not at all. People who have something to hide, they are only trying to push us out. They are trying to stop the release of the film. If you have no fear in your heart, if you have nothing to hide, then why you are stopping us? See the film, then prove us wrong. Period.
Yeah, that's a valid point. See the film, Shoaib, then prove him wrong. Shoaib? You've not even seen the film. I mean, I don't know what's gone wrong with you.
I'm not here to prove anybody wrong. My whole idea is that all dialogues that we get to see through this trailer is very, very poor in terms of, calling out to Allah and the Quran and the Prophet and stuff. That's very, very badly portrayed. That is not only
one minute, just 1 minute, Priyanka. Shahid, yeah, what's the issue here? Go on, Shahid. You've seen a 53-second trailer and come to a lot of conclusions.
This film is full of hate speech. What this conclusion we are drawing from the trailer, undoubtedly I am watching this film tomorrow. Undoubtedly. Because I have also prepared a petition seeking ban on this film, but due to paucity of time, we could not file that. And the Honorable Supreme Court has directed the petition concerned therein to approach the High Court concerned. Now only 1 day is left in between. So tomorrow is Friday, film is being released. So I will be watching the film. If I will find that yes, that film is in accordance or in consonance with the trailer.
No, you are mistaking one thing. No, you are Shahid, I'll tell you. Shahid, I'll tell you. I think I need to explain this to you. You should not equate reference to religion with trying to speak negative about a religion. Okay, please understand. 1 minute. Religion is in our society. We can't say tomorrow that in no film should there be any reference to religion. But to conclude out of a 53-second trailer that there is an attempt to speak ill about Islam is a very general stereotyping kind of comment you're making, Shahid.
Arnab bhai, please watch the trailer.
And that judgment is to be made by a court, not by Shahid Ali.
Absolutely.
That judgment is to be made by a court.
That's why I'm saying.
You accuse me of a kangaroo court. You are trying to run a kangaroo court here by putting this kind of pressure.
Absolutely. That's why I'm saying I will be approaching the honorable court for banning of the film. I'm not saying that I will ban. I'm saying that I will be watching the movie. Thereafter, I will be approaching the honorable court for banning of the movie.
When it is showing that
I will find the film in consonance
religion is being misused for radicalization. That is what the film is showing.
If someone says religion is being misused, if someone says religion is being misused, Rashmi, since when? Since when does an argument that religion is being misused by some fundamentalists become a comment against any religion? Let anyone put that argument back to me, Rashmi.
Using religion in this way, they're just trying to, duck and shield that, this doesn't exist, and just because you cannot talk about religion, you cannot talk about terrorism. Instead, the argument should be, let's talk about these issues, and talking about this actually shows us how religion is being manipulated by fringe elements in our society to brainwash and get young people on the wrong way.
Yeah, a last question, Adah, in the middle. Yeah,
valid thing to do.
Adah, any worries now with all of this? With all of this happening, I'm wondering what the cruise. Adah, any concerns ahead of tomorrow?
No, I'm just waiting for people to watch it, and I hope that everyone who says things against it, with all due respect, I really hope they take out 2 hours of their busy schedule and go watch the film, because I'm sure they'll see that we're all against terrorism in film. And once they see it, I'm hoping that they all come on our side and we all together fight terrorism, because that's what we're against. I'm sure they are also. I don't think anybody is standing for terrorism. Maybe it's a miscommunication, or maybe they see it.
Well, I think the best way is to see the film, right? I think best way is to see the film. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Sudipto, Vipul, any discomfort a day prior to release? Is this what you anticipated?
Not to this extent, but we were anticipating some amount of criticism from in a certain way. Not to this extent, but trust me, Arnab, any films release, whether this whatever we are dealing with or otherwise, it's always a night of anxiety, because it's a 3 years or 2 years work that people are going to judge tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And that's always a special moment in our lives.
Absolutely.
We live for that, and this moment we'll always remember. Whatever will be the outcome tomorrow, we'll remember the 3 years that we've spent on this film, and what a wonderful time that was.
Well, I love your and Sudipto and others' philosophical approach to the situation. I wish you all the very best as a believer, reader and viewer of non-fiction. I think there should be a rebirth of non-fiction in this country by all creative minds. I thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being with me tonight. And we've had 2 great debates, and look forward to seeing you exactly at 9 p.m. tomorrow once again. Thank you for watching. Good night and goodbye.